Today we're gonna talk about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, the psychology of money. And more importantly, why you're not rich yet. Now, let me tell you one thing right away. This is not going to be one of those videos where I sit here and tell you how to invest your money, what kind of stocks to buy, what kind of funds to get into, or anything like that. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you and me. I want you to imagine yourself when you think about money. What do you see? Do you see dollar signs? Do you see stacks of cash? Or do you see pennies and nickels? Because depending on what you see in your mind's eye will depend whether or not you get to be rich. If you think about money and you see those shiny stacks of cash, then I have some good news for you. You already have the millionaire mindset. If, however, you think about money and you see pennies and nickels, then I have some news for you as well. You will never become a millionaire if you think this way about money. I know a guy named Bob. Bob was an average guy. He had an average job, an average house, average everything. But he dreamed of being rich. He wanted more than what he had. He wanted more than his average life. So he started reading books on personal finance. He learned all the tips and tricks on how to save money and invest it. And he took that knowledge and he tried to apply it to his life. Now, there was only one problem. Every time Bob thought about money, all he saw were pennies and nickels. He just couldn't see those shiny stacks of cash. No matter how hard he tried, no matter how much he read, no matter how much he studied, he just couldn't change the way he saw money. And because of that, he could never become the millionaire he dreamed of becoming. You see, Bob was stuck in a poverty mindset, and he didn't even know it. He thought he was doing all the right things, but he was missing the one thing that would have made him rich. So let me ask you a question. When you think about money, what do you see? Do you see pennies and nickels, or do you see stacks of cash? If you're not sure, if you're not quite certain, then it's time to take a closer look at your thoughts around money. It is time to dig deep within yourself and find out why you really don't have the money you want. As human beings, we are creatures of habit. Our habits are formed by our thoughts. Our thoughts are formed by our beliefs. So if you want to change your financial situation, then you need to start with your thoughts. You need to start with your beliefs. Why do you think some people can never seem to get ahead financially? Why do you think they always seem to be living paycheck to paycheck? The answer is simple. They have a poverty mindset. They believe that they are poor, and so they act in ways that keep them poor. When you have a poverty mindset, you will always be looking for ways to cut costs. You will never spend a dime over your means. You will always be worried about money. You will always be stressed out about money. And that stress will cause you to make bad financial decisions. So let me ask you another question. Does money cause you stress? Are you always worried about money? If you said yes, then you're not alone. Most people are stressed out about money. But if you want to become rich, you need to change that belief. You need to change that thought pattern. You see, when you are stressed out about money, when you are constantly worried about money, you are not able to think clearly. You are not able to make rational decisions. Instead, you are ruled by fear. And fear is the worst emotion you can possibly have when it comes to money. Fear will keep you poor. It will keep you stressed out. It will keep you worried. And it will keep you from ever achieving financial freedom. So, what can you do to change your thoughts around money? How can you change your beliefs about money? Well, the first step is to become aware of your thoughts. You need to become aware of the beliefs you hold about money. The second step is to challenge those beliefs. Ask yourself, are these beliefs helping me or are they hurting me? And the third step is to change your beliefs. Once you have changed your beliefs, once you have changed your thoughts, then you can start to change your actions. And it is your actions that will ultimately determine whether or not you become rich. Let me give you an example of someone who changed their thoughts around money and became rich. So, a few years ago, I was working with a client. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was a stay-at-home mom. She had 2 kids and she was married. Her husband was a firefighter. Now, Sarah wanted to start investing, but she was struggling with the idea of investing. She didn't know where to start. She didn't know how to invest her money. And she was afraid to invest her money. But I sat down with Sarah, and I helped her through this process of changing her beliefs around money. First, we worked on changing her thoughts around money. I asked her questions like, how does money make you feel? And she told me that it made her feel anxious and stressed out. So then I asked her, is that the kind of feeling that you want to associate with money? And she said no. Then I asked her, what kind of feeling would you like to associate with money? And she said she would like to feel excited and happy when she thought about money. So then I asked her, what can you do to make that happen? What can you do to feel excited and happy when you think about money? And that is when the light bulb went off and Sarah realized that she needed to change her beliefs around money. She realized that she needed to stop thinking of money as something that caused her stress and start thinking of it as something that gave her freedom and happiness. Once she changed her beliefs, once she changed her thoughts, then she was ready to start taking action. She was ready to learn how to invest her money, and she was ready to start investing her money. And guess what happened? She became a millionaire. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy to change your thoughts around money. It's not. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes work. But it is possible. And if you want to become rich, then it is a must. So I challenge you today to take a close look at your thoughts around money. Take a close look at your beliefs around money. Ask yourself, are these beliefs helping me or are they hurting me? And if they are hurting you, then it's time to change them. It's time to change your thoughts. It's time to change your beliefs. Becoming rich is not just about making a lot of money. It's about having a millionaire mindset. It's about seeing those shiny stacks of cash every time you think about money. If you can change your thoughts around money, if you can change your beliefs around money, then you can become rich. So, what are your thoughts around money? What do you see when you think about money? Do you see pennies and nickels, or do you see stacks of cash? If you're not sure, if you're not quite certain, then it's time to take a closer look at your thoughts around money. It is time to dig deep within yourself and find out why you really don't have the money you want. Once you figure that out, once you change your thoughts around money, then you can start to take action. You can start to learn how to invest your money. You can start to invest your money, and you can start to build wealth. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.